So what is goodness really? And is it something we have a responsibility to create? Today, in this explainer, we're going to dig into this really profound question. And, the answer might just start with a simple childhood memory and a handful of berries.
See, goodness, just like a blackberry, isn't something you can just have. It's something you have to actively take care of, because when it's neglected, it doesn't just disappear, it decays. It actually rots.
So what does that even mean for goodness to rot? Well, to answer that, we kind of have to rethink how we look at good and evil in the first place.
Let's break this down. When you take care of goodness, it becomes something valuable, right? A blessing. But when you neglect it, it just rots and goes to waste. Now, this is so important. Evil isn't being presented here as some big, scary opposing force. It's just the decay of goodness. It's what happens because of our own neglect.
And this really gets to the heart of the whole idea. Evil isn't a thing. It's not a substance. It's a lot like darkness, which is really just the absence of light. In the same way, evil is described here as the absence of good. It's an emptiness, a void, that's created by us, by our own inaction.
Okay, but this brings up a really fascinating paradox. If evil comes from our own imperfection, how do we square that with the rest of the world around us?
I mean, think about it. The natural world seems to work with basically zero error. Rain always finds its way to the earth. A bee never gets lost on its way to a flower. There's this incredible built-in perfection to it all. And then there's us. We've got reason, we've got consciousness, we have free will, and yet we're often so sloppy. We mess up, we're imperfect. It's just such a stark contrast to everything else in creation.
So this begs the question, right? If nature is already perfect without needing a will, and our will is what makes us so imperfect, then what's the point of us? What is our actual unique potential?
Okay, let's really dive into this. A bee doesn't choose to be a perfect bee, it just is. But us, we are the only creatures who can consciously aim for excellence. Our free will, the very thing that makes us sloppy, is also the thing that gives us the power to choose goodness. And that is an absolutely incredible gift. But it also comes with a serious, serious responsibility.
So how are we supposed to handle a responsibility that big? How do we use our will to actually aim for excellence? Well, for that, we get a really powerful tool, almost like a compass for making choices.
And here's the bottom line. Our freedom to choose isn't some blank check. It is fundamentally tied to the responsibility for what happens because of those choices. Every single decision we make matters.
Now, to help guide these choices, there's this beautiful metaphor from the poet Rumi. Imagine you're drawing a circle with a compass. The fixed leg, the one that doesn't move, that has to be planted firmly. That's your center, your principles, your core truths. The other leg, the one with the pencil, that's you, out in the world, your actions, your experiences. And if that center stays firm, you draw a beautiful, perfect circle of meaning. But if it wobbles, you just end up with a bunch of meaningless scribbles.
But hold on, because just drawing your own perfect circle of goodness, that's not even the end of the story. There's one more absolutely crucial piece to this whole responsibility thing. So think about how goodness is actually built. It starts inside you, as an intention. Then it grows as you learn things, and it becomes real through your choices, your will. But it only reaches its full potential. It only truly bears fruit when you share it with other people. Goodness was never meant to be hoarded. And that's exactly why our connections with each other are so valuable. We're not just a bunch of isolated people drawing our own little circles. When we bring our unique worlds together, through conversations and just sharing our lives, we don't just add our light, we multiply it. We create what's called a common light.
I mean, what a beautiful way to think about it, right? Every single one of us is an entire universe of potential. Every mind has the ability to be a light, and every heart can be that steady, fixed center of the compass. This isn't about one person trying to be perfect, it's about all of us, together, contributing our own light.
So in the end, the responsibility is really twofold. First, you have to build your own steady center, with intention and with knowledge. And second, you have to use that center to draw a circle of beauty that actually touches other people. And that brings us right back to Rumi's compass, and the one question I really want to leave you with. What circle are you drawing?